I was half expecting that to go the other way, George.
Okay, it's okay. We're recording now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this, at least for those of us in the US, very early morning. This is the first sort of kickoff meeting for the Virtual Contributor Summit that we're going to hold in like a month. Uh,
I am
general stuff applies. We abide by the CNCF code of conduct. Please be excellent to each other, and let's get right into it.
yeah. First off, I already take. I have a problem with what you just said. This is not a summit. Let's never use that phrasing again because summit implies it is going to be far more organized than it
and more
is.
summity.
This is meant to be nothing more than
Social,
a celebration for our community.
yeah.
Like full
Let's just
stop.
call it that. Let's call it celebration.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what it is in the doc.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, George,
Social
it's early.
Well, I'm
policing.
saying that it's like in the meeting invite and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just defaulted to our normal stuff.
Yeah.
it's all good.
Dare
But
we call it the Christmas special?
I didn't want to
No.
make it any
Oh, that's
like,
right. Yeah, that would work.
U.S. holiday or holiday in general centric, but
Yeah.
end of year celebration was kind of what I was
Yeah. I was
going
going for
for.
like the Star Wars special where it's like a cheesy, corny version of ourselves.
Oh my God, there's a Lego Star Wars special coming up, and I can't wait. Like
Mm.
they're Legos, anyways.
On
Um,
track, on track.
on track
Mm.
for the most part. So this is also going to be a little different than previous summit plannings or other plannings in that really Bob and I have kind of plotted out what we would love to see and we just kind of want to execute on it. So it's not really going to be so much design by committee. Ideas are welcome. We are going to need more ideas. That said, the general idea, the general format, all of that sort of thing, we kind of have laid out and we just want to like make sure that all of our ducks are in a row and then work on that. So kind of a another departure from typical event planning is, yeah, we're just gonna have ideas and work on those.
Yeah,
Um,
so
go ahead.
the biggest thing is like essentially it's going to be, if you haven't seen the notes, it's going to be in Discord. Discord is sort of similar to Slack, except it's really more tailored towards like its target market is like the gaming community, but a lot of other like open source communities are using it now too, and it has much better integrations than Slack. It has much better bots, and we can do a lot of fun stuff with it.
Yeah. Um, for those of you that like have been to a LAN party, this is the equivalent of a kind of large LAN party just distributed across, the world. LAN parties typically had focused events while everyone else could go and do whatever they want to do, play whatever they want to play, that sort of thing. But then there would still be a schedule of these focused events that people could watch or participate in, and that's kind of a general idea of what we'd like to see. Certainly not everything is going to be game focused, but since we do want people to, this is meant to be a celebration and we want people to have fun, not always, talk about pods and service mesh, but we still want to enable that where people actively want to do that because that's how they have fun. Just walking through the doc, we were eyeing December 11th through 13th. That's typically when a lot of the larger companies are starting to wind down. And that is a safe enough distance from KubeCon
The
where,
key thing is that it's right after the 1.20
yep,
release.
and that is right after the 1.20 release. That is the weekend after. So it feels like a really solid date. Um, there are still questions about whether this is a 24-hour thing, whether this is a multi-day thing. That's something we still haven't decided on. The given the framework and how like Bob and I and, well, honestly, George and Allison, we're all already in a Discord community for open source folks. Considering how that shakes out where, you know, every night, hey, do you guys want to play? Let's go. Like it could just be a multi-day event, right?
That's what I'm honestly thinking too. Is like, you know, if we start it on the Thursday or Friday after the release, we can do some hosted content during the day. But the general goal is to just, you know, we run it through the weekend and let people do whatever.
Yep. So that's kind of the date range. We do want to target that weekend. It's just a, you know, question of when. Like we said, this is meant to be a celebration, a party. Let's 2020 has been rough on all of us. Let's try and take a moment to relax and be happy about what we've gotten done. Bob Stubb, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Are you done talking about the release target or the target date?
Yeah, I was literally going top down in the doc.
Okay.
So go.
I have a question about that. Jonas asked me to bring this up, and he was like, people are going to want to take time off with their families and things like that. Do we really think that people are going to want to show up? Or I'm just wondering from a target perspective, right? Like,
right.
if it's
so,
like my release is done, you know, my work shuts down in December,
that's
and you're
kind of
asking
why
me to spend it, I'm just going to bail.
Yeah, no, that's kind
Is
of why
that
we
a
wanted it the
concern?
immediate weekend after the release, because there's still the 120 retro, which is the following week.
Okay.
So the 120 like release team, for example, they are still more than likely going to be around at least for that. On
Okay.
top of that, most people that I know typically bail the week after. A
Okay.
lot of us shut down the week after. So this should
The
be decent timing.
the
Okay.
other thing is just like the idea of this too is like it's not just Kubernetes contributors necessarily, it's also friends and family.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
so like if you
if
wanted to invite Wayne to play Destiny with a bunch of Kubernetes folks,
Yeah.
you would invite Wayne.
Okay.
so the one thing I want to
Yeah,
point
let's
out, like, huh?
Oh no, sorry. I stepped on you accidentally. Go ahead.
So the one thing that we do want to try and keep, since we do want to open this up to friends and family, the one thing we want to do is like during the with the like registration form and things like that is, I know like Allison, you tossed on a thing to review it, is add an item like, you know, when you put your email address, if you are a friend or family, put in the referring email address of the person that you know, essentially. Just so that we have at least some method, like, you know, if someone registers and is being very inappropriate, we can be, you know,
Who vouched
outside
for
of
you?
Yeah, essentially
Yeah.
have a chain of custody for, you know,
Yeah.
responsibility.
Yeah, Wayne, who let you in? He was George. I get it.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
George, we're talking to you. All right, just continuing to walk down the dock. There's the GitHub issue that everyone kind of act in. We really just link that as again, that kind of chain of custody. Most of, if not all of the work is going to be in this doc. Bob stubbed out a bunch of docs, mainly different FAQs, depending on your persona. Since this is going to be a social, since socials can be a little bit unpredictable, we are definitely going to need moderators. That's kind of one of the key roles that staff are going to play. We're not by no means do we want you to, you know, not have fun, but at the same time, if you can also take on just general moderation roles, that would be good.
I did also talk to the Code of Conduct Committee,
Mm-hmm.
and they are on board with the general idea of just like, you know, we can police our own. So if someone in the Discord or the community is being obnoxious, you know, we can manage it. But if you are going to go play a game like on the internet, if you're going to go play League, then, you know, you're accepting that risk, and if something comes up, you can use the in-game reporting mechanism.
Is there any way? Sorry, I should back up. With the COC that people are going to accept when they hop onto this Discord, is there any way that we can kind of have that amendment that makes that clear, so to speak.
Yeah, I could add an item in there.
All right. I would also make sure that at least if you're somewhat
It's going to be in the
modifying
FAQ.
Yeah. I'm more saying if you're going to modify the COC that someone is going to accept coming into Discord, make sure the COC is at least aware of it.
Yeah, I don't plan on modifying the code of conduct directly. It'll just be a comment about it, like another sort of like item on there just as a general comment.
Right. Okay. I think that's good. All right, and another doc for activity info, and then the actual registration form. Oof.
Activity info is pretty much all just games at the moment that like I was just like.
Yep. So let's kind of dive into, if you don't mind, just because activity info is the last thing I'm looking at. Oh, dang, we have a lot of stuff in here. Never mind.
There's a lot of good ideas, but I think we kind of do need to kind of filter it down so we bite off like a right amount, and then if people want to do more things, we can kind of expand like on the day maybe, depending.
So, well, I was going to jump around. I completely agree. One of the things that I really want to see is essentially each day or the schedule has a focused thing. For example, from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. or 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. The focused event is Destiny 2, and George is going to stream Destiny 2 with a bunch of friends. Now, the reason I am kind of stuck on wanting to stream things is I can definitely see people that will not want to play, may not be able to play, but still want to participate. And this is a way to keep people connected, and it is an extremely low bar to entry. Like, George, do you have any problem streaming Destiny for 3 hours? Exactly. I have no problem streaming Among Us.
That sounds like fun.
Exactly. And it provides a way for us to still connect the community together. People can come and watch and at least sit in Twitch chat. They can still hear other community members that they know playing. Like, I feel like that is something that we can do, and it's also going to be like kind of just a neat novel thing.
George, you should drop in your idea, the one DevOps whatever.
Yeah, it's in the doc. I was gonna get to it when we get to it.
Okay.
Anyway, so the idea of having like something focused down, completely agree. If people want to self-organize and go and play, like RuneScape or WoW, it's not like we're gonna say no to that. If you can get 10 people to raid together, hell yeah, have fun. Oh, Luna, why?
So I was thinking about this a lot, actually. I do a lot of shower thoughts. I'm gonna have a lot of those today because it's really early.
All good.
My concern about that is, I came to hang out and I don't like this game and there's people playing it, but there's really nothing for me. So in my brain, I was thinking, even though this sounds more complicated, is if there was a track that wasn't so game specific, and that's where I was thinking this would be like where we would do like a DevOps party game, every 3 hours or something like that, or ask Pop to go live for an hour or so,
Yeah,
or just
absolutely.
something that was a little bit more general than.
And we definitely were going to have that sort of stuff anyway.
Okay,
Part of the problem is I think we are focusing a lot on the idea of games, especially because the activity info has a bunch of games.
Yeah.
But one sec. I'm scrolling down. I had this idea of like us doing trivia. Yeah, if you scroll down to like the copy each week, like doing trivia. I don't remember if I put in watch movies together. I don't think that was me.
I did that.
I love that.
Yeah. I was talking to Allison about that one before, actually, like doing the agenda doc, because there's like the Netflix things that allow you to like sync watching stuff together amongst multiple people.
Ooh.
I want to see like peer rewards.
Yeah,
Not
I was thinking like
awards, but like again, this is meant to be a celebration. By no means are we going to only do gaming, because again, our community is not all gamers. It's just there is
Yeah.
definitely a subset that love gaming. There's also a subset that will love doing trivia, and we do one of the big things and reasons why Bob is doing so much with Discord. It doesn't necessarily have to do with gaming. It has to do with trying to enable a sort of
Yeah.
hallway track, right? So if we can give people I think the true goal here is to give people an outlet to have fun and
Yeah.
provide minimal focus, but still some sort of a focus if people want to game, trivia, hallway track.
Yeah. I
Sit
think
and
when we get
watch.
there, I think that the trick for us is because we're tending to sort this by, what we want to do is sort it according to, so when someone looks at that, like, I don't want someone to say, oh, I'm not a gamer. They open the document and they're like, a bunch of people are going to have fun, but that's not my jam,
Yeah,
and then
so
they bail. But if we say, hey, check it out, we're going to do an introduction, then we're going to have awards, the release team is going to say a few things or whatever. Then we're going to split up into groups. Some of you are going to game. Some of you are going to blah, blah, so it doesn't feel like, hey, everybody, it's a big LAN party. You know what I mean? Just to kind of like frame it in a way, like I kind of want.
Well, so one of the other things I was suggesting, Bob was lukewarm on it. I would love other opinions. I had an idea of a practical unboxing of all of the features that landed in 2020. Like that is to me a decent technical event that can still be super casual.
Yeah.
But also goes over all of our accomplishments for the last year.
Yeah.
For me, the one thing is if we want to make sure people aren't can come to this without doing work.
Right. Exactly. Like in my brain, I'm thinking LAN party and stuff sounds awesome, but I want to do a little bit of work to kind of put some structure into it so people feel like they want to come but not have too much work. Like if we're like, hey everyone, we're gonna get to the video games after this 3-hour block of whatever, then that won't work either. You know what I'm saying?
I think we're on the same page.
Yeah,
George.
yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how to say it.
Also, Arno had a really good idea. Maybe like a TGI Kate episode. During that would be very good, and that's similar casual social content that we're also looking for.
I do actually want to call it with that. It should not be TGIK.
Yeah, it shouldn't be branded that way.
It needs to be vendor neutral.
But when
100%.
you mentioned the thing, you know what I thought of immediately? A 1.20 tour. Duffy. He's the right kind of like laid back. Everyone likes him. We could keep it short. He can prepare ahead of time so that like he knows what SIGs want to highlight, and we make it like fun and everybody, and then we stream that. And then maybe after that, we go into like cycle awards, maybe, because the release team will always. I figure like if every other hour or something, we can give someone an award or you know what I'm saying? That gives people pulses.
Yep.
Of things in between.
I don't know
engaged,
if it's.
I guess.
Yeah. The one thing is, I don't necessarily want to keep it like release focused if we're going to do something like that.
Okay.
Right. It's year focused.
Okay. Yeah. Good point.
Another thing is doing something every hour like that. That is also now making the assumption this is going to be like, well, I guess I was suggesting multi-hour stream, but that's a lot more structured. So if for example we decide we're doing a 24-hour stream, I would probably do like 2 hours of actual structured content and then like 6 hours of here's us streaming games or trivia or whatever, like just the casual stuff, and then another 2 hours of structured content, and then like that. I'm just, those are arbitrary numbers, but that's kind of like my idea of sprinkling it around enough where it's like if we do a 24-hour stream, which God, that would suck, but if we do that, we still cover every time zone, and we also sprinkle enough of that, across the time zones. Allison raising her hand.
I have a note here, like Discord across multiple regions. Now, this can get a bit tricky. Like, this is something we're going to need to test, because what I've encountered issues with is with some servers, if you put it in the wrong region, people from specific geos like New Zealand, for instance, will have trouble connecting. So that's why, like, having like we kind of need to be very mindful of where the majority geos are, so we can position the Discord server in the right location. Otherwise, and then from there, because we have an idea of what geos we're targeting, it'll make it easier for us to do a schedule for a stream, so we don't have to worry about doing 24 hours. So that comes back into registration. So what geo are you from?
Yep. I just added a comment under Arnaud's comment for the reg form. That's a really good idea.
One other note, we will actually, as long as we get to tier 3 in Discord, we will have priority bandwidth and all that other fun stuff. So I'm hoping, some of the issues we've seen in the past with that sort of thing might be less of an issue once we get to tier 3.
How do we get to tier 3?
Essentially, it needs 30 server boosts, or someone toss $120 at Discord for a month.
I can expense that.
Yeah, like I can do this. Like Chris mentioned, like you just be like, yeah, we'll pay for that.
Yeah. If
so
we want to go through CNCF, so it's neutral, that's fine too. Whatever.
Yeah, like I'm honestly not worried about it, because it's relatively cheap.
Okay.
You said it was 120, right?
It's something like $120
for the
Okay,
month.
Perfect.
Yeah, because what would wind up happening, because it, like, a entity can't necessarily pay for it directly, is like me or someone else would just pay to boost the server 30 times for that month. And if you sign up for like Discord Nitro, which I already have, you get a 30% discount on it. So it's just like, okay.
All right, we've been jumping around.
Yeah, sorry, everyone.
No. Like, absolutely everything has been worth it. I'm just trying to decide.
I do want to comment quick on the activity info quick, and the reason I laid it out that way is in Discord itself. I can actually share my screen, so this might be easier.
We put an action items section in the bottom or something, Jeff?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah. If you can't tell, this has been a freeform doc since at the bottom it says Bob Jeff Scratchpad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So in these, I just started like in
I like that.
this Discord here.
I
created just the channel layout. You'll see it in the Discord layout in there. Allison, I know you made some comments too for like the more like larger ones. But for any of our sort of like major activities, or this is more so focused on the games. So you'd have the info page, and that's essentially would be what that I have in that like activity block. It's a description of the game, the links and platforms it supports, as well as just like, if you need to report someone in game, here's the information on it. Then you have, just the text chat. Links is a pattern we've actually developed in our Discord, where like, because the voice chat rooms, you will usually talk about various things, and you just want to paste links. So essentially that's just like the scratch pad for anyone in voice chat.
Yeah.
And then you actually have the room for like audio and whatever. And, for things like Among Us, where we expect like lots of smaller groups, we can, just create multiple ones. And it's just like room 1, room 2, room 3. Does that make sense?
That absolutely makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
But you and I still have that mind meld thing. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I would think about is, are people going to want to make like I don't know, let's say a SIG shows up and it's like, hey, SIG Network wants an area to blah blah blah, so we can, you know.
That's
I-
fine. We can,
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
are we just gonna on the fly?
Yeah.
Have like a little section SIG channels or something, and then just make them on the like. We're not pre-populating 37 channels or
Yeah.
anything crazy, right?
Oh
No.
heck no.
You're a guy.
Allison?
I think if we just had like a Google form that people would like just fill in when they need stuff, and then like it would ping us all like an email saying this is what was requested. Make the thing. Yeah.
I kind of
So-
think
Because
having just like a mod chat. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
it's already right there. Mod chat public.
I
Yeah.
thought it was because I honestly, if this is a more long-lived area, that might make sense. But short
Yeah.
term, like I'm realistic. If we get 200 people in here, that's a win, and we're having a good time. And
Mhm.
200 people, like the amount of requests for new channels, I think is going to be pretty low. Aside from that initial.
The
Yeah.
other thing is
Hey.
just like we can also just have a general collection of like, hangout room 1, hangout room 2.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
Hallway
fi-
track 1, hallway track 2.
what were
Yeah.
the names of the rooms in the last CubeCon and reuse them?
Oh, that's
Let-
fun.
let's not-
tiki
let's
bar
not use-
outside.
Let's not use San Diego because that one that hotel was
no.
kind of a
Yeah, but
mess.
remember that tiki bar hangout where everyone was hanging out the night before? Like, we have to have a room called Tiki Bar.
The tiki bar. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Stuff like that.
The poolside.
All right.
um,
I'll take an action here.
At PyCon India, we had like rooms by the name of planets. So it like 9 planets, 9 rooms, like where people can just join in and share video and audio.
Interesting.
Oh, did you use Discord too?
No, not Discord. It was Hopin. So
Okay.
20 people could share video and audio at the same time. It was not recorded. Although, like, if you just want to hear people, whoever is talking on video and audio, you can hang around as well. Like, if someone is not comfortable sharing their stream.
Yeah, with Discord, it defaults to audio only if they hop in,
Yeah.
and then they can share video. One nice thing though is just like since it's tailored towards gaming, the performance of the audio and video is significantly better than pretty any other platform.
It's wild.
Jeff, I'm going to take an item to approach the Slack mods for.
Yeah,
to
that's
see if
actually
anyone
in the
like. Yeah, I'm looking at the layout. I was like, did we ask Noah about that? I just know no one knows everything about this. Also, so pinging them won't hurt. So I'll do that.
Okay.
Right, because we'll probably need a rotation of mods and stuff.
So this is. Do we have something else in our agenda, or should we continue to jump around?
I mean, I was literally just looking at the agenda.
Yeah, let's keep going. Let's just go in order.
Okay.
Well, we have done nothing in order, which is par for the
Just-
course
yeah.
at 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. if you're-
Deb, did you go back to bed? It's okay.
God,
if
I
you
hope so.
No, I'm here.
did. She's
Deb,
like,
we
"Why didn't
should-
I just watch the
yeah.
video.
Outside of the trivia, we should have other events that don't necessarily require gaming PC, or like I think Allison dropped in the Scribble thing.
Oh, that'd be fun. I strongly agree. The trivia, the DevOps party games, there are a couple other ones that you can do in a browser. I just can't remember. But we need to strengthen that. What are you gonna say, Allison?
I had another idea for I don't know if any of y'all saw it, but it was a 30-minute slide contest where we pick a random category that isn't related to anything like work. Is it just for fun? And you have 30 minutes to
yeah.
create the slide deck and then present it. So like, the category could be fast food or countries of the world or
Yeah.
emoji.
So we do
Actu-
this at work. It can't be work related. Like I did dinosaurs, stuff like that, right?
I love that idea. Another this is
Yes.
also another thing similar is creating a 5-minute presentation and then handing it to someone else to present and they have no idea what the topic is. That's one of those things that they've done on Impractical Jokers, and they do it as kind of like team building, but it's still like hilarious. I love that. So I mean, let's focus in on activities. Online games are gonna kind of be easy to handle
Yeah,
because
we've done that.
Exactly.
Yeah, we have enough
So
people that have done that.
I'm not worried about shoring that up, but yeah, like figuring out how we want to do trivia. If we can get the DevOps party game person, that would be fantastic. Especially since that is that nice little cross section of fun, but also on brand.
Yeah. And I went and looked at some of the other past episodes. There's a bunch of Kubernetes people that were on there anyway. So there's a lot of crossover.
Do you another idea I have that also we would have to like ping Pop and see if he could make it happen, but I'm not sure if this is vendor neutral enough or not, is doing a Cards Against Containers game. Because I mean, that is like, you know, SIG branded. It is kind of their marketing material, but I also think it would be fun. Allison, go.
We could do DevOps Against Humanity, which is a bit more neutral. There's a GitHub repo for the cards, and then just use some online Cards Against Humanity service. But my
Beautiful.
only thing there is staying abiding to code of conduct, because I don't want no random, very inappropriate things to turn up, and then we have like someone's kids there. Like,
is the game even funny if it's?
Yeah.
Like, is it fun to play if it's not? If it's safe for work? I haven't.
Well, you can still like chuck in some like pretty funny stuff, because I have a whole deck set of DevOps Against Humanity, and it's like, you know, the gosh, I'm gonna Google this because it's on GitHub. Yeah, it's by Bridget Cromhut.
Oh, okay.
And there's a CSV of all the different like cards, like blank as a service, blank is a feature, not a bug.
Yeah.
So, just as a general FYI, the bot that we have actually has support for Cards Against Humanity.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I think you can actually load your own stuff.
That might be interesting. That's something we should play around with. Since I'm going down the list in the agenda, featured stream to me isn't an activity per se. It's more showcasing the current activities. So I don't know if I would put that under activities. However, watching movies together, while I love that, that definitely can't be streamed. So
through Discord? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even with that service, I think we are going to have there's going to be region content lockouts. There's going to be all sorts of stuff, but there's also
it's best effort. Like, you know.
Yeah.
That's actually, I do want to like highlight that. This is best effort for us to celebrate and have fun, and we should not try, like, hopefully you get what I'm saying. Like, we're doing our best to make sure everyone's having fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
We shouldn't kill ourselves over making sure everyone is having fun. As long as we are being as inclusive as possible, right?
Should we maybe then like give an option to like people, I don't know, maybe some people in Asia have something cool that we don't know about and they would like to do, so we just like, hey, here's a room for you.
Yeah.
And
100%.
We'll be able to do that sort of thing quite easily.
Cool.
Puya, you missed Bob showing our Discord. He has a Discord set up, and they're actually like region areas, so we can let people break stuff out that way.
I will.
Discord has added so much stuff recently. So good.
So, I'm going to. This is not something we want to put in the notes or anything like that yet. I'm copying an invite, and I just don't want people joining that aren't necessarily
right. Put it in the Zoom chat.
Yep.
Zoom chat.
So you can use this to join, and two things will happen. you will need to do some verification. It'll use the Google reCAPTCHA. The reason why I chose this bot is it literally is the only one that can do a CAPTCHA that uses Google reCAPTCHA, which supports people that, might have they have like audio options and things like that. All the other ones will send you an image in Discord itself. And then you will have to go and click the Kubernetes emoji to agree to the COC.
Look at all
There's
these
other-
people joining.
Yeah, there's other things that we'll want to add to like the FAQ or just produce some guidelines, just like, hey, preferably have your handle match your GitHub handle. And like, it's the same thing with the role selection for like pronouns. Going back and like revisiting some of the questions. Do we want to have people view everything or do reaction role suggestion, role reaction opting in?
I personally think if we have a very simple explanation on how to add yourself to a role, I might go that route rather than the emoji thing, just because the emoji thing can at times be a little confusing. Whereas if you have a 30-second tutorial to add yourself to a role, right-click your name in Discord, hover over roles, and then see the available roles, And then you could have things like not only their pronouns, but also Destiny 2, also hallway track, also APAC, EU, that sort of thing.
You just gave me a dumb idea, Jeff.
I love it already.
I think as we start talking about this, especially like within Contribex and as we get volunteers, just start dog fooding the Discord server itself. Like we can have these meetings in there, just ad hoc them so we get used to it. You know what I'm saying?
We can't record directly from there.
Oh, nuts.
Well,
okay. Well, the reason I'm bringing that up is we can have little rehearsals up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get to know the platform better.
Yeah, exactly. So that if someone says, "Oh no, are people going to show up?" It's like, well, we kind of been inviting people ahead of time, and there's already 300 people, and that might be a cooler approach, which is how we've done other Discord servers that I'm on. Right? Like nobody said at 5 p.m. one day everyone show up. It was just. What I'm saying is we could start socializing ahead. I'm not saying we have to do it right away, right? But if it's like, hey, Steven, why don't you have your Friday hangouts? The one before or something on here, get people signed up so they get through the bots and everything, so that when the people who don't know what they're doing show up, we have enough people that are already set up in the server. You know what I'm saying? There's already 50 of us here. We'll help you out. If you're confused, join this voice channel with Bob. He will walk you through it, that kind of thing.
The only thing that I would want is them to still register. So we have like
they have to register, right?
Yeah, before we start sending out
no,
like invite
event
links.
registration, not Discord registration, George.
Got you.
Because
so we don't event registration then.
Yeah, and this actually goes back to a problem that I was having. I was talking about this the other day in another Discord. Is Discord's invite management is not great.
Mm-hmm.
They're only failing.
I can't generate like individual links for people. It's essentially anyone with this link can join.
There's no like API-able thing that when you go through register through our thing, it pokes Discord and does that?
There's nothing available right now to do that. Anything would have to be developed.
Custom. Got you. Okay.
So that's why I don't want to just hand this link out to,
I understand.
everyone.
Right.
So like, the Sick Friday thing is fine, but I'd want them all to at least register first.
Yeah, I'm just throwing that out as an idea to get us used to the infrastructure so that when the bulk of people show up, it's like the equivalent of opening the doors a little early and sneaking people in so they can help us plan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we did at the meet space.
Yeah, and right now so you like the only two sections that I created in there outside like info and announce. This is going back to Discord itself. I created the APAC and EU ones just as sort of like a sample, like just to demo those. For now, we can either all talk in like general or mod chat public. The bot also has like reporting capability. So if you do like /report and type someone's username and then give an explanation, it goes to the mod log, the mod reports. It actually has like a ticketing system if you want to do that too, but I don't think we really want to.
All right. Well, I can go in and pretend I'm a bad actor so we could figure it out and do all that due diligence. I mean, I'm fine with just hanging out there from now on and then getting used to it, right? Because we only have 5 weeks, 4 weeks?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. 30 minutes flag contest.
Actually, one actual quick thing on the. Sorry.
There you go.
Do I get kicked if I unaccept the COC? Like when I accept it and then like I'm trying that out. So maybe if I get kicked in a bit from Discord, why.
I have it set right now so you will not get kicked.
Okay.
But what it should do, if I need to double check this, if you uncheck it, it should apply the other one, which will remove your access to other channels.
Yeah.
Because I'm still seeing the channels, but the bot sent me something that I don't have a role. And
okay. Yeah, I think I have to configure the default role. So like essentially, if you don't select that one, it automatically applies the other one.
Yeah, like pending or something.
Yeah, now tells me like you need to at least be in the group COC, and I'm not.
I declined the code of conduct after accepting it to give that a try, and it's still letting me join the APAC room.
Yeah, I think this is like something on my side that I have to.
Yeah, we'll have to sort that.
Okay.
I think we can definitely see that. It's just what we do on it, how we act on it is.
Yeah. The other thing that we could also just say, if you click it once, that's just a general accepting of it. If we don't want to if they click the other thing, they won't be they won't see anything.
Yeah.
The one thing I can't do in Discord with the roles is I can't say you must be a member of this and this to have access to this to something. So I can't say you must be both COC yes and a member for it.
That's something we can play around with. That's not.
Yeah, so the bot is linked in there. I can add people to mods and admins if they want to play around with it a bit. It's one of the few open source bots. It's also the only one I know that's written in Golang.
It's rare.
Yeah.
Be hilarious if the first group activity is to rewrite the bot or something, because someone's going to do that.
So
first activity, link it to GitHub. Let's go.
Dad, I was talking to Chris about Discord in general for CNCF. If they did want to, if more groups do want to use this sort of thing, well, actually, too, the author of the bot provides a container image of it. So if the LF wanted to self-host one, they could literally rename the bot and have it be the LF bot instead of YAG PDB.xyz.
Okay, that's good to know.
Anyway, that got off topic a bit.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's our first one.
Oh yeah. At this point, I just want to make sure we at least have seen everything in the agenda.
So are you having folks register before they'll get the link to the bot, or did I hear you say, or not the bot, the Discord?
Yeah.
Yes.
But you can't exactly enforce that, because if anyone shares the link, they can still get in.
So the way I'm getting around that one is for most of the people, if they register ahead of time, they will not get the link until closer to like the day of the event or whatever.
Yeah.
And that also gives, if we send out a link then, yes, it could be shared for that weekend, but I can also do some other stuff like limit it to 24 hours and then send out another one. And there's a few other things I can play with. And might actually be able to get something done in time for to generate like a bunch of invites, so each one gets an individual invite code that's like used once. That's essentially
Okay.
we have like a month to try and figure that one out.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make sure I understood it correctly. That works.
Yeah.
So you're still pushing people to the reg form. I made a comment in the doc, but I would add the code of conduct to the reg form too, just so the expectation is set ahead of time before they actually get there, that they're going to have to abide by that. And then in the confirmation page of the reg form, I would maybe add the fact that you'll send out the link day of 24 hours before, that kind of a thing, so that they know now that they've registered to wait for that, not like now that they've registered it's happening instantly.
Yeah.
All right. The peer awards. Again, I'm trying to stick in the doc. I came up with just random ideas. I am happy to have those completely gutted and new ones added, but just the idea here being, peer awards. Not necessarily a chop wood, carry water, not necessarily something that is voted upon, but awards that we can give to people that are just above and beyond, right? And things that like have hard metrics we could do.
Jeff, I was thinking of, it would be great if we have a volunteer to be the POC for awards, so that we have one person who can like concentrate on that. I know in the past we've had Josh. I'm not saying it needs to be Josh, but maybe ask for a volunteer to help, like, to organize that, because I was also thinking something that might break up in the schedule will be like little shout outs and stuff as well.
You didn't hear what I said, did you?
Oh no, what?
Kind of sounds like I'm hearing one.
Fine.
George, you're just so lovable. If you show up and hand someone an award, they're gonna that's gonna make their day.
Okay.
So
you also can say no.
It's fine. I kind of want to, because we only have 8 minutes left. I kind of want to break things out into like who's doing what.
Yeah.
So this actually should go back up to the timeline a bit, because I have the stuff in there that we do want to get done and out this week.
Yep.
Okay.
So let me finish one last thing. We need to sort out what an actual schedule is going to be, because we still don't know whether we want to do like a 24-hour thing or a staggered thing over multiple days. That is a decision we still need to make.
I would go staggered. 24 hours will be difficult.
I am in agreement, but it is also technically a longer commitment. Whereas if we said we were doing a 24-hour thing and we're starting Friday evening, that means that people really, like, for their time zone, only have to commit for a shorter time frame. Anyways, I'm fine with spreading it out. Okay, that is essentially the agenda for this week, aside from going over the timeline. Back to you, Bob.
Okay, so we need to get the registration form and the form for like activities. So the activities shouldn't just be, the games, trivia, other stuff, but also if people do want to have like, a block out some time for a hackathon on something, like, if Docs wants to do a, get everyone together and do a doc sprint, go for it.
Right.
Yep. And the main reason, like, we want to get like those should actually be separate forms, just because we'll want to be able to take suggestions outside of registration. And then the site would just be adding a TLDR, because we want that to sort of be essentially the site for the contributor celebration. So it's adding like an events page on case.dev. And then essentially by Friday, we want to get comms out with a link to the event page, the registration form, and the activity suggestion form. That's the big thing we want to get out this week.
I think it's doable, even though it's Wednesday, mainly because, again, casual. This is not meant to be super serial. Allison.
The only thing with like doing the game form and the reg form both in one is that we at the same time get like an idea of how much capacity, how much people are going to sign up for a certain event. And if someone does the reg form and they don't do the game form, we could be missing out on a lot of information. So that's like my only concern is like they both don't get done. You do the one and then someone says I'm going to do it later.
Well, yeah, what we can do, we can also like link to it from the form, from the reg form.
So I think if the reg form just has a free form, I think Allison's right, and we have to take on a little bit of the burden of grokking out what people dump into that form. Because I feel like if we get 200 registrations and we have a free text form of what do you want to see, we can, we're not going to have like hard numbers or a lovely pie chart, but glancing through it, we would be able to see what people want overall and execute on that. So I do think merging those two makes sense.
Okay. The only thing that we will want to do is have a checkbox or something just like, can we reach out to you about setting something up? Because if someone says that they want to, do a hackathon, then we do have to, there's a difference between wanting to participate in a hackathon and willing to actually run a hackathon.
And I think we can definitely word that well.
Okay.
What activities do you want to see? Free text box. If there's an activity we were not currently planning on, would you be interested in organizing it? Checkbox. Yes, no, maybe.
Yeah.
Don't contact me ever again. Whatever.
Then we'll update the event website, the kates.dev page with anything we add.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we kind of have our AIs for this week, and we have 2 minutes. Does anyone have any questions? Excellent. I have 2 minutes to get coffee before my next 4-hour meeting.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm gonna try to go back to bed.
Quarterly planning, George. We need to write down those OKRs.
Oh, I did that 2 weeks ago.
We need to do our epic readouts.
So we're still being recorded, by the way.
I know. It doesn't matter.
Cool.
Nice.
All right.
See ya.
Okay.
Later, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.